Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to another edition of the monthly webinar series, Igniting Young Minds, Rejuvenating Rivers. This monthly webinar, as all of you must be aware, is being organized by the Ministry of Jal Shakti in conjunction with APAC News Network. And today is the 12th edition. And so for the last 1 year, we have been conducting these webinars involving both academicians as well as students from the overall university education ecosystem. And the idea is to disseminate knowledge about the Indian rivers and overall water conservation, and by basically making aware and evangelizing about India's biodiversity. And also the important aspect is how to involve the academia into this endeavor so that they become an active part of the ecosystem in helping this. And each of the edition we have a specific theme. Like today, for the 12th edition, our theme is on public participation. As we know, any project is never successful unless all the stakeholders in the ecosystem are not actively involved. So the public participation is an important stakeholder, and how do we proactively involve or increase or enhance the public participation, that we will discuss during today's discussion. Just to introduce, our keynote address, as usual, will be delivered by Sri G. Ashok Kumar, the Director General of the National Mission for Clean Ganga. He will be joining in some time. We will have Mohammad Najib Hassan, Senior Communication Manager from NMCG, and he is a public participation expert. He would set the context for today's discussion. From the academia side, we have today with us Dr. Vikas Singh, Vice Chancellor of Geeta University, Panipat. Welcome. And we will also be joined by shortly by Dr. Narendra Sharma, Vice Chancellor of Motherhood University, Roorkee, and Dr. S.P. Agarwal, Vice Chancellor of Nath University, Ranchi. We also have an interactive session with students. So we have two students with us. Vedant Sharma, he is an MBA student from IMS University, Dehradun. And we have Yukta Arora, again, she is an MBA student from the same IMS University, Dehradun. So before we get into the sessions, we would like to play the very beautiful Ganga anthem as a sort of an auspicious start to today's discussion. Can we have the Ganga anthem, please?
भगवती तव तीरे नीरमात्रशनोऽहम् विगत विषय तृष्णा कृष्णमाराधयामि विगत विषय तृष्णा कृष्णमाराधयामि सकल कलुषभङ्गे स्वर्ग सोपान संगे सकल कलुषभङ्गे स्वर्ग सोपान संगे तरल तर तरङ्गे देवी गङ्गे माँ तेरी हर बूंद में बहती हुई ममता मिले, तू हथेली तन पे फेरे मन को भी निर्मल करे, जिस तरह को तू छुए जीवन से उसको सींच दे, लेके आया है कोई बस पाप तुझको सौंपने, फिर भी तू बहती चले सबको लगा करके गले, स्वाद अमृत का तुझे ही चूम कर जाना, प्रसीदा 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 प्रसीदा, नमामि गंगे 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 नमामि गंगे। पानी जो तेरा खारा तेरे आंसू की धारा, कैसे मैं देखूं संतान हो, माना है तुझे माँ ये धर्म है मेरा, मैं तुझे तेरा वो सम्मान दूं, नमामि
Great. After that wonderful the anthem, Ganga anthem, we are now joined by our chief guest, the keynote speaker of the day, Sri G. Ashok Kumar sir. I would request sir to deliver his keynote address, and then we will have the subsequent session. Over to you, Ashok sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you are.
Yes, sir. Very well hear you. Good
Okay.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. I have a little problem with the connectivity maybe here, but it's nice to see to the program on even on a holiday. So that probably shows the commitment which the team works to ensure that this event happens without fail on the 8th of this the month. And welcome to all the distinguished panelists who are here. Dr. Vikas Singh, Vice Chancellor of Geeta University, Panipat, Dr. Narendra Sharma ji, Vice Chancellor of Motherhood University, Roorkee, Dr. S.P. Agarwal, Vice Chairman, Srinath University, Ranchi, and other people who are participating in. This I first of all let me wish you the greetings on this Guru Purba day to all of you. This is a very interesting day because a legendary figure in the country who had toiled very hard to make India and the people mind together, and that exactly is the theme for today. Public participation is the theme for today's event. I'll just take only 2-3 minutes because I would like to hear the views of others, the esteemed panelists on this program. Public participation had been the hallmark of the Namami Gange program, particularly in the recent years, because our Honorable Prime Minister himself has been a oratory of people participation. He always maintains that Jal Andolan should be a Jan Andolan. So unless people are involved, unless they come forward to volunteer their services and ensuring the programs are taken up, the sustainability of all the programs are in question. Whether it is the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan started by the Honorable Prime Minister in 2014, or the drive on construction of toilets, which he took up that time, and later on when we started the Catch the Rain campaign, which was a campaign to store rainwater harvesting. The entire focus was on getting people participation, and as Honorable Prime Minister keeps on telling, one step forward by an Indian is 1.3 crore steps forward. So that's the type of agenda which he had set, and um, no wonder Namami Genge, which is one of the flagship programs of the government, trying to clean and rejuvenate Ganga and its tributaries, also has fallen back on the people's participation. I'll take one or two very concrete examples of where we have actually pushed forward this agenda. We always had the connect with the people through various means, whether it is the festivals, the river festivals which we are doing, or the Ganga Utsav which we had been doing since 2017, or the Ganga Quest. We had always been with the people and try to make people join in our program, even though it is more. If you look at the money spent and the focus, you may feel that it is on engineering and trying to create as many sewage treatment structures as possible. But underlying theme of all these things had been that people connect. We have a set of volunteers called Ganga Praharis, nearly 2,000 of them. We have Ganga Doos, Ganga Mitras, all these people who are actually joined our movement voluntarily without expecting any remuneration from them, and they do it probably with the for the love of the Ganga River or the Asta of Ganga River. But nevertheless, that has actually held us in good stead, because getting people to mobilize in this mass movement is very important, because 2,500 kilometers of Ganga mainstem and much more of its tributaries cannot be monitored and cleaned up by some few officials sitting here and there in different parts of the states. This has to be a people's movement to ensure that the river cleaning program and ensure its sustenance. This has to be done with people's participation. So we in the last 1 year probably, we have put a little more emphasis on people's participation. We have the direction given by Honorable Prime Minister for the Ardh Ganga. Ardh Ganga is basically connecting people and river through an economic bridge. So here again, the focus is on connecting people and river and public participation. So I'll tell you the when the focus of on people participation and done, and the amazing results which we could see in the last 1 year, I can narrate. The Ardh Ganga, we started with the natural farming on with the connecting farmers on on either side of the river, 10 kilometers on either side of the river. Before that, the program on yoga, when it came up, we thought we'll start Ghat Par Yoga. So, in a very short 10 days, 20 days notice, we were asked people to participate in the program, and it's very heartening to know that we had almost 10 lakh people participating in Ghat Par Yoga program. So building on that, we also then for the Ganga Aartis, etc., where we are finding a lot of people participation. And the best example, latest, is of the Ganga Utsav, or the Nadi Utsav, which we have started on November 4th. Huge participation had come in, and we actually saw more than 10,000 footfalls in our program in Delhi. And the program at Varanasi, many of you know, it's been such a big success in Varanasi. So this program of connecting people, ensuring people participation, is going to be the capstone of our program henceforth. So there are very many ways of getting people together. It could be getting people to volunteer themselves to clean up the programs, which we clean up the ghats, which we have been doing in Yamuna since February. lot of youngsters, lot of NGOs, lot of people from Delhi have joined us in keeping the ghats of Yamuna clean. Every month we had done that physically, one last Saturday of the month, and also in many, one more day of the month. There are a lot of participation we could get in. When we started Aarti in Yamuna, again, a lot of people came forward, all without any expectation of any monetary benefit from our side or for them, but for the simple call of duty or love for the rivers in the country, they have come forward. That probably is a very wonderful sign for the program. And we have also had this Igniting Minds program where we are talking to the students. Very many vice chancellors of universities have joined. They also have motivated the students to participate in a program like that. So this people participation has really picked up well. We had started the district Ganga committee meetings from April onwards. Almost every month, nearly 130 district Ganga committees meet, and that itself is one of the major driving force to connect people at the grassroots. So these are some of the initiatives which we have taken. Our Ganga Quest, so more than 1.7 lakh people participating, and also the feedback which we get on various programs. We do the suggestions people give it, and if they find anything untoward happening in any part of the river, the way they send the WhatsApp feedbacks, etc., had been extremely heartening. That people are, one, have faith in the organization, faith in the NMCG or Namami Genge program, that whatever they say, the action would be taken. That is a very, very important thing for a government organization, government program, credibility among the people, and people asking us to have an NMCG program. It's a and probably they have an NMCG is very good for us. And similarly, many of them are volunteering them, particularly the Ganga Prairies and Ganga Doods, etc., who are working for the restoration of biodiversity, afforestation, etc., etc., are also very heartening because they are doing without any remunerative benefit, expecting any remunerative benefits. So, the drive given by Honorable Prime Minister to ensure that Jal Andolan should be a Jan Andolan, and ensuring that the sustenance of the program would be uh, ensured only by making people participate and people aware of the duties, is what we have been doing it. And this is again one of the punch prawns which the Honorable Prime Minister had given to us on the August 15th speech. So let us all ensure that more and more people connect with us, and this Namami Genge should be a people's movement, a movement of the entire country, because we are being watched by all over the world and all over the country. In fact, so the success of Namami Genge can trigger similar success in other parts of the country. Other rivers rejuvenation programs can also be built on it. So there is a lot riding and stake for on the theme of public participation. So I hope that today the vice chancellors and their students who are attending this program would be also putting up their suggestions and ideas, and also help to spread the message of the necessity of public participation in the program. And I can tell you many programs where the people have joined hands and ensured that the sustenance is there. Classic example is of a program which I started in 2001 for a child labor program in Nisambad. It was done by the it was started by me, but when it was carried on by the people, and even after 21 years, I find all the children of a particular area of this district, which was known for child labor, are in school. So not a single child is out of school in a place which 20 years back was prone for very high child labor. The transformation the people took upon themselves to see that no child goes out of school, and see that even the migrant labor children who come there are admitted to school, and they as a collective decided that we will not give employment to anybody who is not sending their child to school, has actually pushed everybody to send their children to school. And that's exactly how, even after 21 years, there are no children out of school in that particular area, which is a remarkable event. sustainable women. So this sustenance success is only because of the people's participation, people cooperation. It cannot be an official driven program. It cannot be a government driven program, and that's how the sense of duty, sense of responsibility, the people when they feel the programs become sustainable. Once again, I thank all the people who have joined today on the program. And the very fact that even today on a holiday, we are all here to attend this program is a sign of dedication and is a sign of the trust or the people's participation in a way. Thanks once again for this program, and we are looking forward to hear a lot of positive comments and positive suggestions from the panelists. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that, for elucidating about the public participation in the Namami Gange program, and also giving a clarion call for more and more participation. I think Najib sir got disconnected. We would have liked him to set the context for the discussion today.
No,
Uh,
I can see Najib. Najib is here. No? Najib is here. No? I can see Najib.
I'm here, sir. I'm here.
That's what Najib
okay.
is there.
Okay, Yipsir, can you then just set the context, as you are a public participation expert, on what are the expectations regarding more and more people joining the program and how they can more actively contribute? Over to you, Najib.
Thank you very much, Rajni Deji. And the context has been set up by DG sir. Good afternoon to all the panelists and all the members who have joined in, and happy Gurpurab. As sir has mentioned that on the day of holiday we have joined in because all these sessions are going on the 8th of every month, and we are doing it continuously, whether it's holiday, it's Sunday, or anything else. Like we are continuing with our routine. So what I am going to today, what I thought that I am going to share my experiences till date, what I have learned, what I have experienced during my tenure with this program. I am having more than 25 years of experience in the sector, and from last 13 years or so I have been associated with this Ganga program. So initially when I have joined in 2010, at that time, as you all know, that this program, Ganga Pollution Abatement Program, has been going on since 1980s. But the only component which was missing, or the direction that was taken by the government, was that they were providing a single dimensional solution that was providing sewerage infrastructure, STPs, and all these infrastructure support which can reduce the pollution. Although that is important, very important component, but it was felt later that if you want to make a program successful, like we have many cases before us, as sir has also mentioned, we have adult literacy program, we have polio eradication program, we have such other programs also, health programs also, wherein the participation of community or public has played a crucial role. As we can see that all these programs are being run for the community, for the people. So until and unless they come in and they join us in these programs, the success rate is very low. So in 2010 it was thought, and it was later transformed into reality with in 2014 the mission called a big dialogue that was called Ganga Manthan. And in that Ganga Manthan, all the experts, academics, technocrats, social experts, politicians, they all joined in and they suggested solutions, what can be done and how people can be involved in this program, very important program. So in 2015, when this Namami Gange program started, so this Jan Sahbagita came up as an important component along with Nirmal Ganga, Aviral Ganga, and Jan Ganga and Gyan Ganga. So Jan Ganga became one of the important pillar of Namami Gange program. And in this Jan Ganga component, there were various components to how to get engaged with the people, how to increase the people river connect. So not only we were targeting towards single sec- section of the society, we thought of targeting towards all sections of the society. Maybe it's you can say youth, maybe there are opinion leader, religious leader, cultural groups, farmers association, RWAs, all these groups were focused upon, and based upon that, different groups were created. And as you know also that the importance of support of the social experts or the communication experts, that was also brought into the overall program agenda. So the organization, considering the importance of the Jan Bhagidari, uh, we started to form different groups. So, like DG sir has just mentioned, that we are not working in the field with only one particular volunteer group is working and they are doing all the community participation work. Because as you know, it's a participation of community or public is a very complex subject. So there are different sort of groups are there, different they are working at different level, but uh, in totality they are connected with each other. So one of the group is Ganga Vichar Manch. They are a group of volunteers who are working in the field. They are trying to bring in the positive energy towards the program. There is Ganga Task Force, uh, Army battalion has been formed. They are also doing their work. There are Ganga Doots also, which have been come up with Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan. So they are trying to connect with the youth in the urban and the rural setup. There are Ganga Praharis, there are Ganga Myths. So these are different groups of volunteers which have been created so that they can connect at different level with the different sections of the society. Apart from that, this our very this initiative, this is also initiative for a people river connect and to connect youth with this program. So this initiative has been brought in, and uh, as we can see that we have succeeded a lot in this direction. Like we have started doing, in fact, people have started initiating all the activities which are related with the public participation or awareness of the people. A lot of things are now happening on the ghat. Like we are having ghat for yoga, we are having hearts on the ghat, and apart from that, different on different ghats, Ganga Aartis or Yamuna Aartis are going on. So now the thing is, we have changed the transformation of the community, and the people are coming forward to support this program. Earlier, what was the scenario that they have to be roped in, that you have to come. Now the scenario is that people are themselves understanding their responsibility, that this is not the only responsibility of the government, this is the responsibility of each and every individual. And since this program or this particular intervention is not time bound, although the government projects are of a certain duration, but this particular intervention, cleaning, keeping our clean rivers clean and water bodies clean and conserved, this is not a time bound project. So this has to be continued. So ultimately, if individuals take the responsibility, if communities take their responsibility of their water bodies, so this thing can sustain over a long period. So what we have seen that the participation of the people, participation in other directions also, like I mentioned, there some want to physically participate, some want to participate with their suggestions or with their advice. We have also made Clean Ganga Fund is there. So if somebody wants to contribute also, that is also mode of public participation. So individuals as well as industries, they are contributing in that Clean Ganga Fund to show that they are also partners of this particular this project, which is very prestigious project for us also and for them also. So we have come a long way, and still we have to go a long way in terms of, because every day there is a transformation of things. The things are evolving, things are changing. So we are trying in to bring in more partners, more groups for this support. And I will just request my youth who have joined in today and those who are here on the with us also to contribute, and from their side they should see, they should think okay, what they can do and how they can take this program forward and bring in a positive change from their side. So, with all this, I would like to thank everyone for listening. And if there is any question, we are here to discuss. Thank you very much.
Sure. Thanks a lot. In fact, again, for detailing about some of these programs and also highlighting the youth participation, because that is one of the endeavor, the end point in one of our endeavors to involve more of the academia, and that involves the youth. So now the academicians present, we will start with Dr. Vikas Singh, Vice Chancellor of Geeta University, Panipat, to present his views on what role academia can play in overall river rejuvenation, not just the Ganga but all the rivers in the country, and how can you sort of lead the program amongst your students and overall in the student fraternity. Over to you, Dr. Vikas Singh.
Thanks, Rajneeshji. Thanks to APEC News and NMCG for inviting me to this panel discussion on a very important topic. And happy Guru Purab to all the panelists here and the viewers of this program right now. Uh, I believe India is a very blessed country. And when I'm saying blessed country, because uh, water is not scarce in our country, at least. We have Ganga, its other tributaries, five rivers on the north part of the country, then number of rivers flowing down south. All parts of the country, I believe, are having adequate supply of water. And then, of course, we have monsoons, we have rains. In fact, at times we have more rains than what we can handle, and we have more water than what we can manage. I believe issue is more here in efficient use of water and water management. As the statistics prove that almost 85% of the water is used by agriculture, almost 10% water is used by industry, and only 5%, 7% water is used by for domestic use. And even in that 5-7%, almost 70% water is used in flushing and washing and bathing. It means if we are talking about the potable water that we require, out of 100, I think it will not be more than 2.5. It means 2.5% of the water is only the potable part that we require. Now, if that is the requirement, it means public participation is, I believe, very essential. Why I'm saying it's very essential? Because I happened to visit Singapore, not a very water scarce country, but when I reached there along with my students and other members, right in the hotel, it was mentioned on the kitchen sink that there is no supply of like potable water. The water which is available in taps is also potable, so you can fill your bottle from any of the taps and you can use it. But we being Indians, we had our own concern. So in fact, each one of us, we were there for more than 5 days. Every day we purchased our potable water. We purchased those bottles and we used it. Then what happened, Ehsan Saab, I happened to visit another country, which is a water scarce country, which is Malta. Malta is a country in Europe, and it's a island country. It's a city island country, so they do not have fresh aquifers or underground water available, because the underground water is again mixed with seawater. So that is why there is huge water scarcity. But there are few things which I noticed. I would like to share that here in this discussion. Again, because again, we being Indian, I believe that we can buy water from outside. But first, the water which was available outside was very costly, because by intention of the government of that country, the water was kept very costly, so that people would not not use that water, because they are importing that water from European countries. So it means we were left to using that water only. But the interesting part was, they were not calling it recycled water, or they were not calling it waste water. Rather, they were calling it new water. It means what they are saying, that this is new water which you can use. And after 2 days, we were very happy in using that water also, because the entire country is using that water. So we were also happy in using that water. So I believe the issue is with the portability of water and public participation, because water management and water efficiency is one thing. We are moving in that direction. I have a school of agriculture in my university. We are talking about micro irrigation. We are talking about new age irrigations, where the requirement of water for a particular crop will be reduced. That will improve the efficiency of water uses. Then I believe, second, industry is not using any potable water. So I think we can have certain plans. We can design certain plans where a specific quota or percentage of the water that they are using can be fixed, to be used from recycled or the new water. Uh, in India, in fact, we are having liberal policy regarding having our own, borings, and digging the water from the underground, aquifers, and that is the easiest solution, because uh, you are building a house, you are building your farm, you are building your agricultural land for irrigation. Easiest would be to drill a bore, had a diesel pump, and it start exploring water from the underground water. So that easy solution should be made a little difficult, maybe by using some more strict rules, that all the, because generally you will find all the industrial townships, they are either close to large cities, or they are on the river banks. So maybe like in Panipat, I'm in Panipat right now, and Panipat is again a very large industrial town, and we also have a large city. So a plan can be made that the industries which are there in this close to Panipat, they all will be compulsorily using the non-potable water, which is recycled from the sea waste, or the kitchen waste, or the that kind of water which is used in domestic purposes. So at least if we can do that, so 5 to 7% of the industrial water can be replaced by domestic water. And in interestingly, in Malta, they are not recycling water once; they are recycling water again and again. It means the same water is used again and again and again. So the the net requirement of water, potable water and other water, is also reduced. I think using water more efficiently, having water management system, those old ponds, water bodies, because in monsoon season we have good amount of rain. If that water harvesting which we are saying, if that can actually be implemented, in filling those ponds and other things, I think water can be addressed. Water issue can be addressed. The Ganga, cleaning Ganga is not only going to solve the purpose. I think to look at the tributaries of Ganga, because we have so many tributaries coming from left side, adding to Ganga, from right side coming to Ganga. I believe we are more focused on cleaning the Ganga, but unless we work on those tributaries, We work on those small rivers which are coming, like in Delhi we have Hindon, which goes to Yamuna, then Yamuna goes to, Ganga. We have so many in other parts of, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. I think now it's the time that young people can get involved. I really like the word which uh, Ehsan Saab used, Ganga Prairie. I think using artificial intelligence, using the GPS systems and the new technology, I think we can identify the places where these tributaries are getting polluted. We can identify and earmark those places where Ganga is getting, polluted because of all these nearby industries and nearby townships. I believe agriculture waste is not going to pollute Ganga to the extent, which we need to fear, but the industrial waste and the domestic waste, which is going into flowing into Ganga and its tributaries, that can be mapped, I believe, using um, global positioning system. And then, of course, for each of those townships, each of those cities, or each of those industries, maybe we can have then, like-minded people as prairies, and they can start observing that what is the, and it's a small test, maybe we can have a frequency of tests like we do, yearly blood test. We have 3 monthly sugar tests. I think similarly that those prairies can be given a chartered plan that you are responsible for this particular GPS location where Ganga is getting polluted or tributary is getting polluted. And there you need to have, maybe 4 tests in a year, small lab tests, to find and to map, how the quality of water is being maintained. I'm so happy that India is having, such inspirational prime minister now. Uh, you know, Awareness is already increasing. The Swachh, Bharat mission is absolutely successful, I would say. You know, even when I drive my car now, and my kids are sitting with me in my car, I can never dare to, down my window and, throw some garbage out, because nobody from outside is going to, question me. My kids sitting in my car, they are going to question me that why you are polluting, outside area. So awareness is immensely improving. Participation, and that too structured participation. I really liked, once again I'm saying that Ganga Prairie concept. I think we can identify young kids from universities, from colleges, and using the new technology, maybe using GPS, using artificial intelligence, data mining, data mapping. I think solutions, can emerge, because we are trying to bring this concept that potable water, can be directly sourced from those rivers, but other water, first we should look at recycling and all those parts, and maybe using the irrigation water more efficiently. The problem has possible solutions when Malta can manage it, which is one of the 10 uh, countries which is having scarcity of water. Singapore, again a island country, when they can manage it. India, which is so blessed with plenty of fresh water, plenty of river, I think this problem has uh, possible solutions. And with this eagerness and inclination of Honorable Prime Minister, he is chairing the NMCG project. He is himself the chairman, and with young team, with officers like Ashok Kumarji, Ehsan Saab, I think solutions are possible, provided we continue to march on the right direction. This would be my opening remark. Thank you so much for inviting me here. It's a pleasure to be participating in this lovely discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and extremely talking about efficient water management, and also, yes, the focus of the smaller rivers, the tributaries and distributaries of the Ganga, and looking at more active participation. Our two academicians, Dr. S.P. Agarwal and Dr. Narendra Sharma, are having some problem in connectivity. They are trying to connect. So, meanwhile, we will go to the interactive session with the students. We have two students with us, Yukta and Vedant, from they are MBA students from IMS Unison University, Dehradun. So, I will request maybe you can start with Yukta on their views on public or more and more participation in this water management program, and how can students contribute. I think Vedant, maybe you can start.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sorry, I'm really having some connectivity issues. So it's a good project. I'm basically from Rishikesh. I have read this on murals, Namami Gange, and there are like many of murals and symbols on Namami Gange. So I was just interested to join in this webinar.
Sure, great. Maybe Najib or
Yes,
Mohit, you can
yes.
also talk about, yes.
What Rajni Deji Vedant has mentioned that to bring it into the review of the public that this particular project is going on and what are the different components. We have worked on this development of morals and public arts, mainly in the towns of earlier in Prayagraj in the last Kumbh, and recently in Hardwar and Rishikesh. We have developed these walls with beautiful paintings on Ganga. There is on this Janki Setu, we have written names of Ganga in different Sanskrit names of Ganga is there. So all these things are there so that people got to know more about to get more knowledge about it. And also like you have said, because of that you got interested and you have come forward to join it. So my suggestion would be only that you can explore more towards like DG sir has mentioned that Earth Ganga is a very important component. Since you are an MBA student, you can see how these economic activities can be improved around the river and how the products which are being prepared by the communities around the river can be made marketed in a better way and by using new technologies also. So this is my suggestion. And in continuation what Vikas sir has just said that we have to also focus upon the tributaries also. So Ganga is our focus area, but we are also focusing on the tributaries in the basin. And one of the most important tributary of Ganga, which is Yamuna, which is passing from Panipat also. So we are right now focusing very much on Yamuna, and there are a number of projects which are going on in Yamuna in Delhi also. So some STPs have already started functioning, some are under construction, and the subject on which we are talking today, we have from the last in the last year, we have tried to bring in communities to the ghats and to the river. So as Sir DG Sir has mentioned that every fourth Saturday we are doing cleanliness drives on number of ghats simultaneously, and apart from that, we are also organizing number of events. Yoga is organized, plantation drives is also being done. So that people come towards the river and they can see how what is the status of the river and how it is improving, or what are their actions which are bringing in the pollution ultimately into the river. So many NGOs have come forward and they are working continuously without any financial support from the government. They are working there, and in that particular drives, students are coming in. Different section of people are joining in. So that particular moment is improving day by day. Rajneesh ji, is there any other?
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe I would ask, would you have any specific suggestion? I know you are mentioning more student participation, but how we can institutionalize the academy universities for more active participation? Can there be some sort of institutionalization there so that their participation can increase?
Yes, over last year we have interacted with more than 40, 50 universities, and during this webinar also, and we have physically met some of the universities who have shown interest to actively participate and contribute in this mission. So we are trying to have MOU with those universities, and after having MOU with those universities, we are also trying to have one center that we are calling as Ganga Activity Center in all the universities, so that those smaller activities can be planned there. Suppose you are having some yearly fest is there, that can also be planned. And we are also having our newsletter is there, so their contribution can come regularly to the newsletters also. So this is these things are under the final stages of you can say uh, yes, Dr. Vikas.
I would like to add
Okay.
here one thing, Ehsan Saab. We have another scheme which is Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, in which every university or institution is taking 5 villages, for doing this,
Yes,
community work and certain kind of activities in that particular village. I think maybe if it can be like uh, so many cities are connected, by those tributaries or by the main Ganga river. If something of that sort can be designed by your department, sir, where some specific area or some specific activities can be, given to the universities of my, because you are saying it, jal shakti. तो जल आपके पास है, शक्ति मेरे पास है, स्टूडेंट्स मेरे पास है, शक्ति मेरे पास है. If we can have some structured plan and some structured, tick boxes that okay, a university is supposed to, take this much responsibility and these things to be ticked, where we can have some outcome based, compliances that so something on the similar
yes,
lines as we have in Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. I think then the
sure, sure.
contribution can be more outcome oriented. That this is what we did, and we can also showcase it to others, and you can also showcase that universities are taking active participation in this such a important mission.
Yes, yes. Your suggestion is well taken, and step by step we are moving in that direction. Like farmers, one component of farmers training is also being given to the universities, whether they can train farmers for this natural farming. So all these components, one by one, is being taken care by the universities and academic institutions. What we are trying, like you have mentioned, rightly mentioned, that we are trying to channelizing and make it into a certain action outcome oriented engagement. Yes.
Great. We have another student. You want to say something briefly on your participation in this?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Sir, I have a
afternoon.
question. As sir already said, we have many groups like Ganga Doot and Ganga Prahari. So I want to know what is the role of this volunteer group. Being a
uh,
student, I am very curious for this.
yes. Yukta is in our system also many time people get confused with the different terminologies we are using. So the thing is that they are actually directed towards the specific role which they are playing. Like initially I have mentioned that Ganga Vichar Manch is a group of volunteers which are having some respect in the society, so that what we are doing, how they want to give positive news, that is their work. Now then comes Ganga Doot, which is part of the Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan project, which we have with the Nehru Yuva Kendra. So in that particular project, youths are being channelized to become Ganga Doot, so that in their villages or in their communities, they can educate youth about their involvement, their participation. Ganga prairies are trained by the Wildlife Institute of India. Our different project is there. So they are mainly trained for protection of the biodiversity. Apart from that protection of biodiversity, and also they get trained to educate people around the river communities, so that these biodiversity is protected. Then we have Ganga myths are also there. So they are basically trained in water testing, and apart from that, mobilizing, teaching, giving technical skills to the communities around the river. Uh, last but not the least, we have Ganga Task Force, which are from the battalion of army, territorial army. So they act as a deterrent also, and they also educate people. Their more role is more critical in the mass congregations, like Magh Mela is there, Kumbh Mela is there. So Kartik Snan is today going on. So in those situations, their role is very critical. So their dress and all those things at that act, also what they are telling the people, listen to it also seriously, and also they try to educate people on maintaining safety and all those aspects. So these are some of the groups which we are working on. Apart from that, there are other as I have mentioned initially also, universities, colleges, their groups and their particular teams are also engaged with us. Thank you.
Thank you. So I don't think any other questions. So now I'd request Mohit Sharma. He is with NMCG also, communication specialist, to deliver a vote of thanks for the discussion today.
Yeah, thank you, Rajneesh ji. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Very much.
yes.
Yeah, thank you, Rajneesh ji. At the outset, I would like to thank our DG sir for being the guiding light, especially on the public participation front, because his creative ideas and especially his energy is always a source of motivation for us, because he keeps coming with one-liners which are really attractive, and it really pull the people towards us. So at the outset, I would like to thank DG sir. Then I would like to thank Dr. Vikas Singh for sparing time and participating in this webinar. And he very rightly, talked about focusing on the tributaries, because Ganga tributaries actually ultimately form the Ganga. The water in Ganga is basically of the tributaries. And I think under Namami Gange program, a lot of projects and a lot of focus is on tributaries. Uh, and he also spoke about novel initiatives like New Water, which I think is the need of the hour to achieve effective water management, and bring in innovative solutions to the problem of water scarcity in India. I would like to thank my colleague Mr. Najib Ehsan. He is with NMCG for more than 13 years, and he has seen developing the public participation in under Namami Gange program, and that's one of the reasons why he gave an overview of how public participation has developed under Namami Gange program, from being something not not very, it was not included in the original plan, but later it was realized that this is one of the most important components, and Jan Ganga then now is has developed into a very potent force to establish public river connect. I would also like to thank Yukta and Vedant for their participation in Curiosity in Namami Gange program. And I think the whole idea of organizing this webinar series is to connect and rope in, students and younger generation like Yukta and Vedant into Namami Gange program. This is the 12th edition of this webinar series. And I think in this webinar series, we have covered, various themes under Namami Gange program, including sewerage management, biodiversity, wetlands, ponds, pond rejuvenation. So we have tried to make this webinar series, inclusive, and through this series, tell young students to generate curiosity among them on what exactly is the program and how it is, and it is an all envisaging program and the scheme of the government of India. So I would like to at the last, I would like to thank all the people who joined us online, because the virtual medium is has really helped us reaching to thousands of students, and people from all walks of life to put across our point of views and the work which we are doing under Namami Gange program. Thank you.
Thanks. And with that, I would like to close the program today, thanking all the participants. Have a wonderful day and looking forward to the 13th edition next month. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sorry, sir. I have a question. Can I ask? May I?
Sure. Please go ahead.
Sir, what difference public participation has made on ground?
I think we have closed the session, but still you have come up with a good question. So I would just like to quickly revert to it. Mohit has also mentioned, I have seen all these things before me. Initially, we would see people saying that this this will not happen. Matlab, there was apprehension that this program will not make any change at all. So most of the 99% people used to say that this will not happen, this will not succeed. Now when we go outside, we interact people, so nobody says this thing. Everybody is saying we have achieved a lot. Now things are changing at ground and we have to do more. So this is the overall behavior change has brought in, and the perception which has brought in into the people's mind. And earlier we used to, as I had earlier mentioned also, we used to bring people for all these activities for the support. Now the case is that all the individuals, group, NGOs, RWAs, organizations, they are themselves coming forward and they are saying we are ready to contribute in whatever way you want us, or we want to contribute in this particular program. So this is the overall change which we can see in last 1 decade. I think I've replied what Vedant question is. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. And
Thank you.
Okay.
thank
Thank you,
you,
everybody.
Vedant, for asking that pertinent thing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.